Hey everybody, I'm Gabby,
And I'm Mike.
and this is RVs with Gabby.
RVs with Gabby is the right channel for you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for watching our content. If you love my videos, please don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you never miss another walk around video. Well, we are actually sitting in our garage today, and we're here to talk about a recent trip we took up to New York. Coming up on the channel is going to be some content that's going to be travel vlogging style, and so we figured while we were in Lake Placid, New York, we would kind of go over our day trip there, things we like, things we recommend, and see what the feedback was on this style video. Mike and I went up to Plattsburgh, New York to visit where I went to college at SUNY Plattsburgh, where I actually studied radio and television, hence the YouTube channel. And first thoughts about the town and the weather and things like that?
Weather for me, terrific. However, the town looks like it hasn't changed much since the 70s.
That's because it really hasn't. And that's the great news about it, is when you go to Plattsburgh, you can expect the same people and the same restaurants and the same good food and drink in Plattsburgh. But this particular video is focused on Lake Placid. We took a day trip there this past Sunday. We just got back to Orlando yesterday. By the way, peep the new merch. Check out the sweatshirts. We will have a website up and coming soon where you guys can buy merch as well. People have been reaching out and asking about that. But without further ado, let's talk about our Lake Placid trip. So the drive from Plattsburgh to Lake Placid was about, what, like 50 minutes?
Yeah, but almost an hour, just under an hour.
We took two cars because Mike's dad wanted to drive his own truck and listen to his own tunes. And it happened to be Mike's 33rd birthday. So everybody say, happy birthday, Mike! Woo! Mike got to go to Lake Placid for his birthday. We did stop at Adirondack Chocolates on the way. We picked up our first bumper stickers. We decided stickers, but instead of putting them on the truck or the trailer, we're going to start a scrapbook of the stickers. I think we could take some pictures and throw them in there too. That would be nice.
Yeah. Nice little book thing.
So we stopped at Adirondack's Chocolate. That was near Whiteface, and then you can continue on for about 15 to 20 minutes and reach Lake Placid. Weather was absolutely phenomenal. It was actually snowing all day long, and they even had dog sleds out on the lake. So you could walk down there and you could, I don't know what the cost was to ride the dog sleds. They were actual dog sledding dogs, and I walked up to the truck where they were keeping them because there were a couple that were on break, and there were some rules and regulations. They explained the dogs like the cold, and they also like to have their own dens. So like on the truck, you could see the back of the truck had little doors with each one of their names, and this is what they like to do. And so it wasn't, I think they were trying to prove, hey, it's not animal cruelty. They like to do this, and we like to do it for them. They like to exercise, and you get the experience of dog sledding on the lake in Lake Placid, which was pretty cool.
Actually, it's Mirror Lake, but Lake Placid was just around the corner, but we were on Mirror Lake most of the time.
Okay, fine. It wasn't really Lake Placid. It was Mirror Lake. Excuse me. Walking the strip, there's always a couple of places that I love to stop when I'm in Lake Placid, and the first one was the Saratoga Olive Oil Company. We have ordered from this store before. You can actually ship anywhere in the country. They have some really, really great flavors of olive oil and of vinegar. I feel like you sampled a couple, because you can sample them, and I was busy taking videos, but Mike was trying all different flavors.
I tried like everything. I think my favorite one still was like the Tuscan herb one. Still tastes the best. And then they had like a chocolate vinaigrette that was really good. They have everything there now.
They had a pizza olive oil, right?
Yes, the pizza one that was surprisingly delicious. Unfortunately, we didn't pick any up there, but I think there's one in Orlando, I think, though, too.
There's a different olive oil company down here,
yeah.
but we can still order it shipped down here if we want to. There was actually one in Albany when we used to live up there too, in Albany, New York. There used to actually be little samples of bread, and so you could dip the bread in the olive oil and vinegar and try it. So I approached this woman that was working there, and I was like, hey, did they take this away because of COVID? Because usually that's anything related to like food, drink, touching, tasting. It seems like after 2020 things went away. And she was like, yeah, we got rid of it after COVID, but in the summer they sell bread, and they will cut it up for you there so that you can use the bread to try the samples. They also allow you to bring your own bread. She said some people bring celery, some people bring crackers. So if you're going to Lake Placid and you want to visit the Saratoga Olive Oil Company, my recommendation is to bring a couple little pieces of bread so you can sample some of their really good flavors.
Bring some good focaccia.
Yeah, bring some good focaccia. Make it a whole thing. The second place that I love to stop is the popcorn place. But before the popcorn place, Mike's eye was caught on the, what was it? The Beef jerky?
The jerky for sure.
Yeah. So we went into the beef jerky store. It turns out they were almost completely sold out of a lot of their favorite flavors. And I thought it was just the popularity of the store. The guy said that there was an issue with a truck delivery the weekend before. So they were basically sold out from the busy weekend. And then the truck didn't come with a new load. There were samples for jellies. There were samples for some flavors. They said the hottest flavor had ghost pepper in it. There was like 2 flavors that were back to back, the hottest ones.
Yeah, the Carolina Reaper one. I think it's just called Reaper.
And then you, what did you buy?
I got the regular just elk jerky, which was delicious, and then I got like a crawfish flavored beef jerky, which was very tasty. But the elk was easily, I'd want to go there and just buy $30 worth of that next time.
And they were walking down the street in the snow, acting like super happy little boys on Christmas Day, sharing jerky, and it was very funny. It was a sight to see. After the jerky place, of course, I love reading. I'm a big book girly, so we had to stop at the bookstore, which it's like a Barnes & Noble, but it's a local bookstore. So if you have any new reads you're looking to buy, this is a chance to sow into the community and purchase from the small bookstore there. They had really funny descriptions of some of my favorite book series. It seems like somebody intentionally goes through and kind of summarizes the series for you or the different style of books so that you can go by category, whether it's mystery, fantasy, fiction, whatever it is, and then you can also go by, subcategory and read these little individual reviews on them. So finally, after the bookstore, we were able to go to the Adirondack Popcorn Company, also one of my favorite places. They have some really neat flavors of popcorn, but they also have some really cool tin signs. So if you're ever looking for like those kitschy tin signs that say something funny, this is a place where you could pick one of those up. They did have a little Christmas section, which I'm assuming that's all year round since it just looked like it was set up that way with ornaments and things. And then you could buy sweatshirts, t-shirts, things like that. Pricing was kind of high. I think there was a sweatshirt with the popcorn logo on it, and it was like $45 for an adult sweatshirt. So in my opinion, it's a little high, but I guess, you're buying stuff for vacation, you're a tourist, you're supporting the local businesses. Again, not a big deal. The popcorn flavors, super cool. They put the hot popcorn in this big pot and it spins around and around, and they add the flavors in there. They said they have to make sure the popcorn is hot, right? For the actual...
The powder and the dusting flavors that stick to it.
Right, exactly. So for the flavoring, I asked how long they put in the pot for. They said kind of depends on taste. So I guess that's one of the perks of working there is you just get to eat the popcorn all day. You can sample the different flavors. I tried the dill pickle popcorn. We actually both tried the dill pickle popcorn, and then Mike got the loaded baked potato popcorn.
That one was delicious. That one was easily the best.
Mike got his beef jerky, so I bought some dill pickle popcorn to take home with me. They did not have plastic bags, but they put it in a box, and then they put the box in a plastic bag to kind of keep it fresher for a couple days. But it's definitely not a popcorn that you could like take home, and then unless it's one of the sealed containers, you can't really take home the fresh popcorn and like bring it home with you a week or two later because it will start to get stale because it is fresh. After the popcorn place, we went down to a place called Big Z's, which is pretty much like a Dave & Buster's or an adult arcade. They have a barcade area where you can play, darts. There was, the punching games. There was, games on the table. What did you play?
We were playing shuffleboard. I think we were making up the rules as we went. But you slide a heavy little disc from one side of this table to the other, and hopefully it doesn't fall off. And hopefully no one knocks your piece off.
Yeah, so we kind of made up our own rules there. But it's nice because you can order food, you can order drinks, table side, so you can play these games. You do have to give your license over to the bar to be able to get, what was it? To
get the discs for the game, you had to give them your license.
Right. They have Connect 4. Sarah and I were playing Connect 4. They have garage doors, so I'm assuming in the summertime they open up those garage doors, which is probably absolutely gorgeous. I do love visiting Lake Placid in the summer because it's beautiful weather. It's not like down here in Orlando where it's 120 degrees and super humid. At Big Z's, you have the option for the barcade area. You also have a bar and restaurant area separately where you can just sit down and eat with each other or sit at a bar. They have virtual golf, and they also have bowling lanes. If you want to rent shoes and rent a lane for bowling, at the time that we did it last week, February 2025, it was a Sunday, and so they were charging $45 for 1 hour of lane time and then $4 per set of shoes. After Big Z's, we were hungry, right? We wanted to get lunch, so we went over to the Lake Placid Pub and Brewery, which seemed to be on the top of everybody's Yelp list, things to do when you're there. They have 2 floors. We went up to the second floor. It is like covered in flags for the universities and the colleges throughout, I'm assuming, the country. We did find the Plattsburgh flag after a while. I had the shepherd's pie, which was really good for a nice cold day. You got poutine for the fourth
time
day in a row.
Yep.
Mike had poutine every day of that trip. We got you shot at Jack Daniels for your birthday.
Yeah.
Turned out it was also the server's birthday, and he was also the same age, 33, born in 1992.
Good man.
After all of that, we drove another 15 to 20 minutes out to Saranac Lake, and they have this ice sculpture, this ice castle that's themed. Apparently, it's an annual winter carnival thing. Our friend who's a local, Emily, shout out to you, girl, we met up with her and her family, and we just walked around this really cool ice castle. The snow was really mushy and messy when we got there. It was very cold. I was wearing like snow boots, and within 15 minutes was back in the car like I've had enough. But each block of ice is actually cut from the lake. So it was really freaky because when you first entered the side of the castle, there was just this giant dead fish like sticking out of the ice. And I was like, oh, well, that's a way to meet your end. And then walking through it, it was themed for music. So there was like
Run DMC, Kiss, Elvis, little sculptures and things like that.
Think there was supposed to be an area behind where you park that had like a gift shop and an area you could probably warm up, but there was a sign that said closed on that building. There appears to be an Italian restaurant across the street. Cannot tell you how that is, but at least you know that if you head over to the ice castle, which I think the day we went, it was February 23rd or something like that, was the last day that you could possibly go. Like they were going to destroy the castle after that. It was the end of the season is what Emily said.
Yeah, they end up just breaking it down to like smaller chunks of ice and just putting it right back on top of the frozen lake for it just to naturally melt when I guess spring comes along.
Hope some of our recommendations have been helpful. And again, if you're in upstate New York, Lake Placid is definitely a fantastic day trip, whether it's spring, summer, or even the dead of cold winter. Until next time, happy camping!